sing there, Don. Hold on. Look at that. Look at that. Ooh. Yeah. There we go. Should work, right? To stop the kings. Life without change is what it brings. So keep them close and take a stand. Gun control is a steady hand. It's my best friend. It doesn't break us out till I defend. All right, great people of Columbia, Gene Gears here. America's radio show, almost.com. That'll be back. I keep on saying that. I just always run out of time to do it. But we've already got one caller on deck, but that person's first, but you can be next. Telephone number here is 803-799-8255. 799-TALK on the Groucho's Deli in-studio hotline. And it seems like I've been away, but I've not. It's just crazy. This everything that's going on is wild all the time. And the Chinese curse is, may you live in interesting times. And we are absolutely living in interesting times. Everything wild is going on. We got stuff with our Chinese communist friends. We've got stuff with a whole host of other problems. We've got, we have crossed over from the FA part of our existence as Americans to the FO part of what it's like to be a modern American. And so I hope that Jimmy Comey is the first. And we can go ahead and get Communist Party member, former CIA head, John Brennan. I'd like to see him meet his appropriate comeuppance. And the same thing for that stroke guy and Lisa Page and everybody that was involved. And we've got big things going on. So to show you how big it is, the Georgia Election Commission has subpoenaed and will take possession of all the mail-in ballots and envelopes from 2020. So I suspect by this time next year, or maybe 2 years from now, we will find out what many of us thought. And that was that things in 2020 weren't as they said they were. As the pressure builds and builds and builds, and there'll be folks out there willing to save their skin, which will become witnesses for the government. But before we get to that, we're going to run right to the phones and say, hey, caller, how are you? Hey, what's going on there, David, Professor de las Ciencias?
Not much. I don't have a lot of time before 6:30. I've got to pick up the tax deductions. They're doing confirmation classes for the next.
Yay! That's right. Wrestling another two from Satan's grasp. That is amazing and so positive and happy. That's wonderful that you and your family are doing this. Oh my goodness. And it's times like this when you wish that maybe they hadn't demolished the old prison, the Central Corrections Institute in South Carolina. I think that would be an appropriate place, an 1800s prison for an 1800s corrupt political weasel. No, because I knew I was right all the time. And I know President Trump says, you're going to get tired of winning. And you're going to say, no, we're tired of winning. And I'm going to say, we're going to keep on. Trump will say, I am going to say, we're going to keep on winning. Looks like, more than the Oracle of Delphi, that Trump's political instincts were right on. Well, how about this? James Clyburn, distinguished House representative from the great state of South Carolina, he's the one that gave us Biden. He's the one that made it happen. The fish fry was that which begat the Biden guy. He knew his mental state. He knew he wasn't at the top of his game. He talks to him on the phone. Some bad decisions were made. Right. All right, hold on, David. We're going to take a quick break and be right back. 803-799-8255. That's the Groucho's Deli in-studio hotline. And after David, you can be next.
Clinton. My daddy, Billy Kaufman, opened Kaufman's Meat
Place. Woo! Kaufman's Meat Place.
My family still works hard every day to ensure fresh quality cuts of beef, pork, and poultry. How about a tasty T-bone, ribeye, or New York strip steak? To order at Kaufman's Meat Place. Just look for the signs near the intersection of US 1 and I-20 in Lexington. Call us at 356-0076 to place your order. Kaufman's Meat Place, when you want the very best your money can buy.
Love our sponsors.
And Thomas from Louisiana Purchase, inviting you to start your day sweet with beignets and coffee from 9 to 11.
Treat yourself to lunch at Louisiana Purchase and find one-of-a-kind gifts you won't see anywhere else.
Stop by Cypress Market for gourmet meats, cheeses, fine wines, and ready-to-go items.
Give your weddings, graduations, holidays, and office parties Southern flair with our catering and custom charcuterie.
Visit Louisiana Purchase, your taste of the South, all in one stop.
LouisianaPurchase.com.
Experience South Carolina's printing powerhouse. Professional Printers is your trusted partner, bringing over 30 years of expertise in print and graphics. From digital printing to web and sheet fed solutions, we handle it all with a team of over 100 dedicated professionals. Locally owned and operated, we have 2 locations in the Midlands and serve our customers with pride, ensuring top-notch service and quality in every project. We do it all, including storage and promotional products. Visit ProPrinters.com. And Elevate your printing experience with us.
Hey, it's Jay with the Cigar Militia, your premium cigar retailer in South Carolina. We're constantly restocking our favorite brands and always getting new things in for you to try. If you're new in town, we pride ourselves on being the friendliest hangout in town. Come on in and check us out. You're still at 1410 Colonial Life Boulevard in the same plaza as the Melting Pot. And if you're new at cigar smoking, one of our friendly staff members can walk you through the humidor and find something you'll like. So stop by Colonial Village in Columbia.
All right, had to make sure some of the other streams were working. And they appear to be working. All right, sorry, our switcher got switched in a strange way, but we have our friend David. Thanks for holding on there, David.
Yeah, no problem. So like I said, I got maybe 10 minutes, and then I might have to use the second hour call card this week. But, I follow the politics up in Pennsylvania, of course, New Jersey, and, next to them in Virginia. It's been interesting watching the governor races. And I already told you one time about Mike Sherrill trying to win New Jersey.
Yeah, more than close. I think he's +1. I think he's +1 now.
Well, in the polls up there, they lean so heavy to the Democrats. It's shown time after time after time. So if he's up a little bit, it's probably up more. But you even have Democrat mayor now endorsing Chiarelli. So on top of her, I don't remember making $7 million.
Yeah. Yeah. I tell you what, if I made $7 million on a stock trade, yeah, I'd be dancing across I wouldn't walk anywhere. I'd be so happy. I mean, I would be throwing Sacagawea dollars at people. I'd be so happy. Yeah, exactly. Right. No. If we can win New Jersey, now remember Trump. I think Trump came within like 6 points of New Jersey, which was huge. It's supposed to be. Christy Todd Whitman. She was Republican governor of New Jersey, and she makes Chris Christie look like a conservative. So I mean, we could get a fake Republican, maybe, but there's a real Republican in the race. And well, let's go through a lot of this stuff. Why are our Democrat friends in such bad trouble? Maybe it's because the USAID spigot got cut off. Why are these people having so many problems? Well, maybe it's because their covert voting base is getting run out of the country. Why are all these different things happening? They've all been targeted.
Also, I mean, they just don't have a platform. And, what I love is Jack Chiarelli had an event, and he said, bring your power bill with you. Bring your power bill. Under her leadership and everything, or not leadership, Democrat leadership. And so these are real issues. These are things that affect people. All she's got is Royce Van Dam. She has no platform.
Right.
And it's Trump. But increasingly, that's like, yeah, okay, that's a good point. But Jack is like Trump did. Give me some of that.
Yeah. Give me somebody that's going to do something.
Right. So it's just been interesting to watch those because, like I said, they could have maybe tell a little tale. But I actually called into the Philadelphia show, Don Giordano.
Uh-huh.
And I told him I had a concern because one day he was talking about New Jersey being like the leading state for people leaving. And I said, my concern is if they're leaving for politics, that's not good for us.
Right.
So I'm hoping enough people have not left. But he said that Chiarelli has really hit with the moderates a lot really well. So maybe that's good for him. Like you said, it reflects him being up Skill Mountain, which again is probably more than that in the polls. The other thing is, like I said, there was a clip of the person saying back, indict.
Mm-hmm.
One of the, I'm not sure what he used, one of you, back in last year was talking about
Hose beast, or pig cows.
one of the things. He's talking about you can't release this list of names because just because someone's name is in the file doesn't mean they did anything, and you'll sort of like guilt by assumption. You can't now next year. We got to have these names out. Trump was listening to the play log X amount of times. We got to have the names.
Well, have you heard about the James O'Keefe OMG media reporting? So James O'Keefe has a legion, a battalion of these citizen journalists. And if you're one of his citizen journalists and you're a guy, maybe a gay guy, you are like super attractive. If you're one of the citizen journalists that's a girl, you are smoking hot. And all these bureaucrat weasels, they will vomit up national secrets. They will tell all sorts of things for a pretty girl and a Tinder date, right? So one of James O'Keefe's folks has on video and audio, thanks to those clandestine things, that there were almost 300 folks, FBI people. This is actually another one in the crowd on January 6th. But the latest honeypot thing, it just ran out of my head. But anyway, so there's this narrative where this guy was the chief investigator, this guy that responded to this coffee date or liquor date or whatever, chief investigator for the Justice Department. And so he met with all the Epstein victims. And a former president was on the flight where there were sexual assaults going on. And he's from Little Rock, Arkansas, and has a complicated name like William Jefferson Blythe Clinton. So I suspect that you're going to start getting some pushback about releasing the stuff. And also, this guy said, Trump's not doing this for him. Trump is completely clean. He was never on that island. He was never on a plane where bad stuff was happening, never part of the abuse. But some of his friends and associates might be implicated. So he's... Right. Now, well, here's my thing. There was a case where the federal government, a guy had a safe in his house, and the federal government called up the safe manufacturer, and they gave the federal government the code to open the safe. I'm not worried about someone discovering something that I have in a safe, because I ain't got nothing. I'm worried about somebody opening a safe, placing some stuff in it, and then discovering it with a warrant. Or say, look what we found, just like they did in the Mar-a-Lago murder raid, where they had to bring the cover sheets and the envelopes that said, top secret, do not divulge. Even you, President Trump, don't you even think about it, when they had to bring that stuff. So we know that they're willing to lie. So that bothers me that, but surely, surely, the Biden machine would gladly leak anything that they could. And we know Comey leaked stuff. That's what he's getting popped for. He used people inside the Justice Department. Yeah. So, well, if you didn't do it, you probably shouldn't have written about it in your book after you testified before the House or the Senate that you didn't do it. Maybe. Yeah.
I guess he just thought no one's ever going to do anything to them. I don't know what, but I mean, like I said, this is a slam dunk as long as they're being intellectually honest with the thing. But
Well, here's something else. Here's something else to think. So they charged him with this thing that had a statute of limitations that were in like a 3-day or 5-day window. It was about to go away. But that doesn't mean that's all he's going to be charged with. As the investigation ensues, if they if they discover any additional crimes, they're going to throw in with that. And so, gosh, I'd like to interview the Secret Service agents that were on Clinton's plane when he and Loretta, what's her name, the former Justice Department weasel, is it Loretta? They met on the tarmac, and they switched planes, and she went aboard, and they talked about their grandchildren for 35 minutes while his wife was actively under investigation. So Loretta Lynch, does that sound familiar? Loretta Lynch? But yeah, I'd like to know if the Secret Service were on the plane. Hey, what did they talk about? You know, they testified that it was just grandchildren thing, but I doubt that.
well, one thing I think I got real quick before I maybe go back in the next hour is we've heard you played a great clip on Tuesday, the incident after incident after incident, and then we had another person since then say something like, we got Kirk, and someone said you're next or something, or someone said you better watch it.
Yeah.
I forget who said it. Some sort of statue said that. And then we had the affiliate, getting shot up and everything. But when they try to play the equal both sides thing, they leave out the word equally because it's not been done equally on both sides in the last 10 years. But again, we had a House vote, or congressional vote, maybe it's House, I don't know which one, condemning the Minnesota lawmakers. It was unanimous. Not one person voted against it. But for this one, no, they couldn't go that way. So, they're not the party of coexisting and
No. And it's a lie to say, oh, well, we've got bad people on both sides. Well, that is factually truth, but it's like 90-10. And you can't remember the 10. And you go through the Antifa activist and the trans activist and then the just regular Marxist and stuff. It's over and over and over and over again. Guess who's not attacking churches? It's not right-thinking people. Guess who's not doing these other things? It's not right-leaning people. It's the demonic side. All right, well, this is the bottom of the hour news. Thanks so much, David, Profesor de los Ciencias. So phone lines are open for you, 803-799-8255, Groucho's Deli in-studio hotline.
264DM. Grills, outdoor kitchens, fireplaces. Summer sizzle starts with Bart. This
Bum,
is
bum, bum,
107
bum.
The Point.
With SRN News, I'm Mary Rose. Police say 2 people are dead and 8 others wounded after a shooting at a Michigan church. Grand Blanc Police Chief William Rene said the gunman drove his vehicle through the front doors of the church and fired multiple rounds once inside. It happened at an LDS church this morning in a small community about 50 miles north of Detroit. President Trump is expected to meet with top congressional leaders tomorrow to try to avoid a government shutdown. GOP House Speaker Mike Johnson, Senate Majority Leader John Thune, Democratic House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer are expected to meet with Trump in the Oval Office. Congress has just 2 days left to agree on a stopgap bill to keep the government fully funded past this coming Tuesday. This is SRN News.
Lots of plumbing companies out there. Few are truly local. Time to discover the difference with Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning. See, when I faced plumbing woes at the Cohen home, Josh and his dedicated team, well, they were my go-to solution. They make a commitment to exceptional service. They arrived on time, clearly detailed all the costs and procedures, and efficiently handled all my repairs without any surprises. These days, how often do we complain about a lack of customer service out there? With Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning, these folks are professional. They're courteous. They're skilled at what they do, and they've earned my trust and they've earned my recommendation to you. From urgent repairs to the tankless water heater you've always wanted, they've got you covered. Visit franklinplumbing.sc.com or call 799-2222. That's 799-2222. Hey, you tell them Kev sent you from The Point. Pretty sure you'll want to thank me later.
Wow. That happened before I was ready for it. Rebel, rebel.
I will not make any deals with you. I've resigned. I will not be pushed, filed, stamped, indexed, briefed, debriefed, or numbered. My life is my own.
All right, that was Pat McGowan. And this right here is Russ Freeman with the Rippingtons. All right, telephone number here is 803-799-8255, 799-TALK on the Groucho's Deli in-studio hotline. But yeah, so this is, the Chinese curse is that may you live in interesting times. And this is getting hecka, like that word, interesting. And whether it's the stuff that's going on in our great state, with stuff in our region or across the United States, time and time again, all the violence is coming from one thing. So Michael Savage, who used to, Michael Allen Weiner, PhD, that's his real name, used to be on this station, right here, used to be on our station, and now he's doing a pay-to-play thing, but it's worth it. It's actually worth it. He's great guy. And so ages ago, he wrote a book called Liberalism is a Mental Disorder. And I don't know if that's a thesis that you can accept, but based on their current behavior, I think the answer is yes. It is a mental disorder. Look at the, when Trump got elected in 2016, and in 2017, before he was inaugurated, there were these people just screaming at the sky, shaking their fists at the sky. They were screaming at the sky. And it's just insane. These people are unhinged. But if that was therapeutic, if that allowed them to continue their day and be able to live within the confines of a polite society, then shake your fist and scream at the sky. Beat on your car steering wheel. There's when Darth Vader Ginsburg passed away and joined her great reward in the afterlife. I remember this woman who's a liberal woman. You could tell because I think she had the snot divider in the septum of her nose. And she was screaming to her phone, why didn't she resign? Why didn't she allow the previous President Obama, to appoint her to this? This have to be this way. And there's a whole bunch of folks out there, and this is going to sound weird, but sometimes it seems this way to me, that our friends on the left, and again, I know more left people than right people. In my friend group, I have more left people than right people. And they're all good, decent, worthwhile folks that just have a little bit of wrong think in their back pocket. And they don't wear it on their forehead, but it's in their back pocket. And if you talk to them, they'll show it to you. And you go, wow, okay, I disagree, but that's okay, right? But this thing where liberalism is a mental disorder And this goes to another thing. So there's in the internet culture, there's this thing that the left can't meme. And the reason the left can't meme is you have to twist your understood reality in such a convoluted and sickening way to understand what they're trying to get you to respond to, that you're like, that's just crazy. Nobody believes that. Well, there's a handful of people that believe it, and that's where we are. So all these wins for America. Like, let's go through the list. Who are the pro-abortion people? It's our friends on the left, right? Who are the anti-life people? Well, go figure. It's also our friends on the left. Can you make an argument that they are part of a death cult? Well, yeah, you can make an argument. Is it a credible argument? At least halfway, it's sort of credible, because they're the ones that support euthanasia. They're the ones that support infanticide. They're the ones that have been propping up the sacrifice centers by that Planned Murderhood group. Those are the people that are focused on death and destruction. And just over and over, every opportunity, they find themselves on that 90-10 position or that 80-20 position. And that's one of the reasons King Trumpkin, the Orange Man Rad, is racking up all these victories, because bathroom policy compared to the rest of America, they're on the wrong side. Allowing men to participate in women's sports, again, they're on the wrong side. Just over and over, all these cultural issues. And now that, and we don't know who the people that blew up and destroyed that LDS church, drove the car in there and tried to murder as many people as he could. I'm going to say it's a guy. There's no telling with these folks. But we know who are the kindest, most serving, not necessarily mainstream, but regular religion in America. And there are LDS people. They're the ones. They're the ones. That's their church that responds to natural disasters, feeds people. Maybe the Amish can. I would say LDS and then Amish people. Like, if something bad happens, I want help from the LDS people and the Amish people. It's cool. And let's do this again. Our lefty friends are willing to redefine everything to score political points. Now, I was living in Atlanta during Katrina, and this is another thing. And so I'll tell this quick thing about the radium. So after Katrina hit, it destroyed so much stuff in Louisiana and Mississippi that WSB in Atlanta, big monster AM radio station. And remember where Atlanta is, northern Georgia, not North Georgia, but the northern half of Georgia. And they have to punch through Alabama, and they have to punch through Louisiana, or change that to Mississippi, to get to Louisiana, right? So big clear channel, WSB, welcome South, brother, powered up. And they were doing survival calls and coordinating services for the people trapped in New Orleans from Atlanta through this big stick powerhouse of a station. And that was, and I got to, because it was a local station to me, I got to listen to it. And I didn't have a television then. And getting a television was a mistake. That's all garbage, right? It's just poison, right? So I'm listening to these radio stations that I could pick up from outside of Louisiana, solving problems, solving problems with it. There's a water distribution point here. There's food available here. There's this. These roads are closed. This is impassable. Stay away from here. watch, all these things. And they blamed George W. Bush. Now, I'm old enough that I was I was a freshman in undergraduate school when Hugo ravaged South Carolina. FEMA wasn't on the ground for weeks because FEMA's response under the old order was, we're here to write checks. And that's what they did. They wrote checks. They inspected stuff and they wrote checks to help you get over the hump. But it was churches and state and local folks and state and local governments that did the lion's share of. And I'll tell you another story about people in South Carolina. So when I was at Clemson Tiger Strong World University, I was a member of this thing called the Biological Sciences Club. Great people. It's some of the greatest people I've ever met in my life, right? And after Hugo came through, all these people, college kids too, volunteered to help clean up stuff. And because of our meeting schedule, when we agreed to do it and we signed up with the group to do it, it was going to be like a month and a half, 2 months out from when everything happened. But we were on the list and we were ready to go in our mind anyway. Well, as things started getting real, like, hey, I got an exam here, but I got this and that. They didn't need us. Other people that were scheduled earlier did all the work. So that's the quality of people your South Carolina friends and neighbors are, that they're willing to do the work and solve the problem. So that's a big thing. And, one of the strange things, they shot our president. There have been multiple attempts on his life. They've been calling him Hitler since 2015. There are people out there amongst us that have fragile or weak personalities. There are people that maybe need a lot more social services and maybe medical intervention before they do something foolish or stupid. But 24/7, wall-to-wall Hitler, Putin, Trump, that which is unacceptable to the damaged person becomes an option. And people know what they're doing when they do that. All right, we're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back for you. 803-799-8255-799-TALK on the Groucho's Deli in-studio hotline.
Stay with the Cigar Militia. When I stop by a cigar store, I always look for my go-to cigars and stock up a few of those.
Woo!
But I also look for something I've never tried before. Well,
Makaji!
Cigar Militia, we specialize in a lot of small boutique cigar manufacturers. Come in and try a Don Kiki by Karen Berger or a Makaji by Ty Williams. We are the Cigar Militia at 1410 Colonial Life Boulevard. Help us out, stock up, and review some of our boutique brands.
Energy powers every moment, from the sizzle of breakfast to a warm bath at night. That's why Dominion Energy offers tools and tips that help make saving energy easier. Spend less time thinking about your power and more time enjoying what it powers. It's your energy, and it should work for you. Get started at dominionenergy.com/savings.
This is Fran Halloran.
Hey, Fran!
To my show, the Intentional Living Power Hour, on Thursday mornings from 9 to 10 for simple and
all right. Seems that everything's going. We're not on the Instagram today. That's the thing. We're not on the Instagram.
Columbia's local talk radio experience.
If you have unfiled
Optima
taxes
tax
or
relief.
are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your
Optima
worries about
tax
wage
relief.
garnishment.
I need a
asset
jingle.
seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-517-9383.
Optima tax relief.
800-517-9383. 800-517-9383.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
You're listening to Gene Garris on the radio.
So even Darius Rucker knows how hideously ugly I am. That we're actually blindingly ugly. But I'll let that play out. And telephone number here is 803-799-8255. 799-TALK, and that's on the Groucho's Deli in-studio hotline. But yeah, we definitely live in interesting times. And if you look at all the things our friends on the left did to Orange Man, they spied on his campaign. They spied on his White House. They got General Flynn tangled up because he misstated something to the FBI. You just go through legion and legion and legion of stuff. He thought that he got ripped off in 2020. He said, hey, I got ripped off in 2020. Arrested his lawyers. Denied him a defense. All these horrible, horrible things that they were willing to do. So again, that was the FA side of the coin, and now we're on the FO side of the coin. So it is, oh, this is crazy. This is ridiculous. This is such a government overreach. You shot the guy. You tried to have him arrested. You got legal authority to kill his wife, kill him, and kill his son if they resisted in any way on the Mar-a-Lago raid. There is almost nothing, within reason, that President Trump could do to those people that went after him, his family, and his friends so much. They arrested Peter Navarro on the street. Peter Navarro is an old school real guy. His attorney has said, hey, look, if you're going to want to arrest me, just let me know. My apartment is 2 blocks from the Justice Department. I'll turn myself in. But they didn't want to do that. They wanted to get him on a flight. They wanted to get him in public and arrest him and do that. Same thing with Roger Stone. Roger Stone is a strange, strange guy. But they had a morning raid at his house on a canal in the beautiful state of Florida, but they tipped off CNN. So CNN was setting up a camera so they could get Roger Stone arrested in his underwear. So there is essentially nothing that the chief executive of the United States could do to his, not by his choice, but by their choice, political enemies that is almost unjustified. Blank check it. That's where we are. But we're going to go right to the phones and say, hey, caller, how are you? Hey, Hey, what's going on there, Tim, the leader of democracy? I really do wish we could pull you across the line. Sometimes I think we're close, but I mean, what issues do we disagree on? None. Okay, that's the answer. Essentially none. There's one guy that I like that you don't like. That's it. Okay. We'll do our best. No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all. They identified. They identified a whole bunch of stuff, and I think in the big beautiful bill, that's when the Doge cuts and recommendations became the law of the land. So that's what happened to Doge. But there's lots of stuff that needs to be done. Lots of stuff. If you say, I'm going to focus on government waste and corruption, and it doesn't even have to be us. You could go to Denmark and you could spend the rest of your life rooting out corruption in another nation state and never get it all. Say that one more time. Say that one more time. Oh, so every president has the right and the duty to decorate the White House. Have you seen the pictures from Trump Tower? He's the guy that in his airplane has gold faucets and stuff. So that's his personality. But a lot of these things, like remember the big outrage when Nancy Reagan got all new plates and all the fancy stuff. People. I eat with a plate, a knife, and a fork and a spoon, not a lobster fork, and not even a salad fork. One fork. One fork is enough, right? So these people that are into that type of stuff, well, the thing they attacked Nancy Reagan, but it was donors and friends that paid for it. So just like the $200 million off the White House big beautiful ballroom that's coming, he's going to pay for it, and his friends are going to pay for it. So I'll give you an example. So I was involved in a church. And there was a big chance in something that was being installed in the church. It was very ornate and very expensive. And other folks were like, well, I think that's too ostentatious. And I'm like, regular people are paying for it. If they don't want to do it, they won't pay for it. So same thing here. If you hang out with a whole bunch of billionaires and they say, hey, we'd like to be part of the people's house, let them be it. Well, this is sort of a thing. Compared to the other branches of government, he sort of is. He's the one person that an entire branch of government is completely invested. Well, yes, it is. He's the one. Who is the chief executive of the United States? Right, but who is the chief executive of the United States? It's President Trump, right? He's the chief executive of the United States. What branch of government is completely invested in one person, and everybody that can votes for him or against him or for somebody else? It's the executive. So it's all invested in one person, one branch of the government. Not the club of 535, not the club of 9, but one person. Right. No, a king can be beheaded. A king can be deposed. Well, here, and not to be anti-democratic, But do you think, let's say King Charles Cavalier Spaniel, that guy, right? Liked his mom. I mean, I don't know how I feel about Chucky and former Diane, Chucky and Camilla. I don't know how I feel about them. I haven't formed an opinion. But does somebody that owns you, that's what a subject is, the king owns you, does somebody that owns you care about you more than somebody that represents you? Or does somebody that represents you, your elected chief executive, does that person care more about Tim and Tim's family and the neighborhood that Tim lives in and the state that Tim lives in the region that Tim lives in? And that's a real question. A real question. Yes, I will protect and defend against all enemies, foreign and domestic. We got a lot of domestic enemies. Well, I think he said I'll have to check with the attorney general or something, and they were trying to get him on a point. So no, there is. Look, my best friend's an attorney, and we fight about stuff all the time. And guess what? With his 24 years in practice, guess what happens when I argue with my? Listen to me. I'm a layperson. Guess what happens when I argue with my attorney friend about legal stuff? He wins because he owns it and knows it and lives it. And I'm a punter out here in the woods, and I go, that doesn't seem right. That can't be legal. And he goes, well, actually, it is under this and this and this and this. All right, hold on, Tim. We'll pick you up at the beginning of the next hour. We're here. Tim's here. I'm here. People on the interwebs are here. 803-799-8255.
Solar, and how much I like Ken and his team. They asked me, can I really trust this guy?
Yeah,
Ken?
you
Let
can
me
trust
tell you
him.
two things. Number one, Ken and Broker Solar are legit. I've known Ken's family for 20 plus years. Seriously, these are local, ethical people. They're not going anywhere, and they do things the right way. Number two, Broker Solar is so different than these stereotypes we've heard about in the solar industry. There's no signs on the yard making stupid promises they can't keep. There's no door knockers trying to pressure you at your own door. Ken and Broker Solar will tell you the truth, what it'll cost, and how your solar power investment will pay off. See, we can't pick our power companies. Broker Solar gives you a chance to take some control over your power bill, and I like that, and so should you. Online, it's brokersolar.com, and seriously, reach out to Ken and these folks. It could really make a difference in your quality of life. Brokersolar.com, empowering you so you're not powerless.
The Point.
WQXL Columbia, W264DF.
Grills, outdoor kitchens, fireplaces. Summer sizzle starts with Bart. This is 107 The Point.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Mary Rose. A gunman opened fire inside a Michigan church during Sunday services, killing at least 2 people and injuring 8 others.
Police say a 40-year-old man rammed a pickup truck into the front door of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints in Grand Blanc Township before starting the shooting. He is also believed to have deliberately set fire to the church building. Police shot the suspect. Authorities are still investigating the motive and have identified that suspect as Thomas Jacob Sanford from neighboring Burton.
That's correspondent Ken Lorman reporting. In a video statement, Mayor Eric Adams says he's pulling out of the race and ending his re-election campaign.
Despite all we've achieved, I cannot continue my re-election campaign. The constant media speculation about my future and the campaign finance board's decision to withhold millions of dollars have undermined my ability to raise the funds needed for a serious campaign.
Hurricane Humberto remains a strong Category 4 storm in the Atlantic. A separate system known as Imelda is expected to form into a tropical storm and hurricane. Here's more from hurricane specialist Brad Reinhardt of the National Hurricane Center in Miami.
It's currently located over the central Atlantic Ocean. It's expected to turn more towards the northwest and north and kind of curve around Bermuda over the next several days.
North Carolina has declared a state of emergency. A new study says drinking coffee on a regular basis can help protect and restore liver health. A new review published in Biochemical Pharmacology says regular consumption of coffee is believed to slow down liver diseases like cirrhosis, fibrosis, because of its mix of bioactive compounds. Townhall.com.
You know, life moves fast. Staying sharp, focused, and clear-headed isn't always easy. That's why the same company that brings us Relief Factor has developed something brand new. Think Factor. Think Factor is made to help you think clearer and perform better daily. It's a powerful blend of nutrients that unlock mental clarity and precision, nurture your memory, and boost your attention. With Think Factor, brain power and performance finally meet for lasting daily results. Supercharge your memory and mental sharpness. Your brain is your most valuable asset, powering your creativity, focus, and daily performance. If you're feeling mentally foggy or not recalling things as quickly as you used to, Think Factor can be just what you need to reclaim your cognitive edge. I am so thrilled with the results I personally have received from Think Factor. I'm thinking clearer and better than ever. If you've ever thought, I wish I could be more clear, more focused, try Think Factor today. Call 800-4RELIEF, 800-4RELIEF, or visit relieffactor.com to learn more and order Think Factor. Think Factor. Think clearer, perform better daily.
Home flipping has become less profitable.
Real estate data company Adams says in 2012, the typical flipped home netted a 62.9% return on investment before expenses. Now it's 25%. Flippers buy a home, typically with cash, then pay for any repairs or upgrades needed to spruce up the property before putting it back on the market. The shrinking profitability for flipping is largely due to home prices, which continue to climb nationally, but at a slower pace, driving up costs for investors. I'm Ed Donahue.
Federal records about Amelia Earhart are being declassified. The famed pilot and her navigator, Fred Noonan, disappeared over the Pacific in 1937. They vanished as they flew over the Pacific during her attempt to become the first female aviator to fly around the world. Breaking news and analysis at townhall.com. Back to school time means parents are on the alert for lice in their children's hair.
Treatments can include medication and specialists. Guidelines from the American Academy of Dermatology recommends retreating for any product that can be bought without a prescription, and that no approved method can kill lice and their eggs during the first treatment. The CDC suggests machine wash and dry clothing, do not use infected hair products, and clean infested areas.
That's correspondent Lisa Dyer. The WNBA has suspended Minnesota coach Cheryl Ree for one game for her conduct and comments during and following the Lynx' 84-76 loss to the Mercury Friday night. Her conduct and comments included aggressively pursuing and verbally abusing a game official on the court and failure to leave the court in a timely manner. More on these stories at townhall.com.
This fall, discover a place where friendly faces greet you at the door. McCoy's Hardware of Lexington. Greg Lynette and their welcoming team make every visit a breeze with expert advice and genuine hometown care. No more endless aisles or big box blues. Just quality products and people who want to know your name. For every project, big or small, find
sometimes you want to go.
Smile at 2028 Augusta Highway. Shop local. Shop happy. McCoy's Hardware of Lexington.
The South Carolina State Fair is back October 8th through 19th. Hold your horses. The fun's just getting started. Go hog wild on thrilling rides and pig out on all your favorite foods. There's live music to get your boots tapping before you wander through incredible art and agriculture. There's something for every member of the flock. Don't be a stick in the mud. Buy discount tickets at a participating Circle K or scstatefair.org.
South Carolina State Fair.
Sniper scope, Smith & Wesson, stand opposed to every band. Gun control is a steady hand. So if you want it, you'll have to come and take it. Understand tyranny is in the sight. And if you want it, the test you will not break it. Never, never give it up without a fight. Is there to stop the kings? Life without chains is what it brings. So keep them close and take a stand. Gun control is a steady hand.
All right, so we're back, and we got our friend Tim on, and we're getting some other callers, and you can't be next because we already got next, and you can't be first, but you can be the next after next at 803-799-8255. 799-TALK on the Groucho's Deli in-studio hotline. So you can feel free to do that, and we welcome you in. And we got about, 50-something minutes of stuff. But go ahead, Tim. Tell us where we're right, where we're wrong about Orange Man Rad. Is it libertarian? I think it's authoritarian. The bad stuff, I think, is. I think the libertarian's like, hey, don't take my stuff and don't hurt me. That's the basically two rules of libertarianism is don't take my stuff and don't hurt me. Now, do you disagree with that? Truthfully, Tim, would the world be better if people just left you alone and didn't take your stuff and didn't hurt you? No, the libertarians have been fighting for 100 years to seize the reins of power and leave you alone. It's never worked. I mean, Milei in Argentina is the closest thing to that, and he has completely reversed his country's downward spiral and has enough confidence now that he's going to reassert their authority over the Malvinas. And these UK people, this generation of United Kingdom people, they ain't Maggie Thatcher, and they might not be able to repel the Argentinians. Yeah, that's one side calls them the Malvinas, and the other side calls them the Falklands Islands. And I mean, it's just a rock of sheep, but you know, that little island of coal in the North Atlantic largely ruled the planet for a couple hundred years. Well, hey, I have a question for you. Wait, stop, Tim. I have a question for you. So, if the power given to government entities is the power that you and I and all our friends have, and we contract with, let's say, the local law enforcement and say, hey, we don't want to go around arresting people, so we're going to loan you our power. We want you with these rules to do that function for us. Well, if you can't own, let's say you can't own a machine gun, a gun that when you pull the trigger it shoots more than one at a time, one and then another one and another one. If you can't own it, then how can you allow a government office to own it? Because you don't have the power to own it yourself. How can you allow, like let's say, here in Richland County, we have this thing called the Peacemaker, which is an armored personnel carrier, and they have to truck it around with a $180,000 fancy trailer and a 18-wheeler tractor to pull it. But you might not be able to do that yourself, not just because of expense, but there might be restrictions on what you can own. So how can, if we're of, for, and by the people, how can we allow civilian law enforcement, civilian government things to have things that we're denied? Because their power comes from us. No, it's a true answer. You can answer the question. Do you think they local police ought to have a tool or an implement that you can't own? Mm-hmm. Well, that's because Tim, you and I, not Kenya, but you and I are paying the freight for their national defense because they're in NATO. It's American aircraft carriers. We have 11 super carriers, and I think the total number of active aircraft carriers we have is 20. United Kingdom has 2, and they ain't super carriers. France has 1. So when we say, our coalition partners are other NATO members, it's all us. It's not them. So they're able to say, we don't have to provide for our national defense because the stupid Americans are going to do it. So we can have, health care benefits that will get rationed, but Americans have to pay the freight for that too. That's us. But what's the biggest? What is the biggest item in our budget? It's entitlements. But what's the second one? It's entitlements is the biggest one. The number 2 is the military. But we spend. I mean, we gave the Ukes in Ukraine $400 billion. Our national defense budget was only $760 billion. So we gave them more than half of our national defense budget. We threw it away at Ukraine. It sounds like a USAID scam to me. Mentality. So we were, the Americans were a colony, and we threw off the yoke of colonialism. How are we the colonialists now? What country have we colonized? Give me one. Just give me one. What country belonged to somebody else that now belongs to us that wasn't a product of a war? I don't want us to spend $1 trillion. All right, hold on, and caller that's on hold, you hold on to. We'll let Tim better express himself. I've interrupted him too much, but we'll be right back after this.
Meadow State Armory. We offer
PSA. Love PSA.
At unbeatable prices. Our knowledgeable and
if I had more money, I'd have more PSA things.
Ensuring you find exactly what you need. If you enjoy outdoor activities like hunting, camping, or hiking, our clothing and outdoor gear collection has got you covered. We also
there we go.
Optional indoor range facility where you can experience the thrill of shooting in a safe and controlled environment. Visit us today at PalmettoStateArmory.com or your local retail store. Palmetto State Armory, American made for life.
This fall, discover a place where friendly faces greet you at the door. McCoy's Hardware of Lexington, Greg Lynette, and their welcoming team make every visit a breeze with expert advice and genuine hometown care. No more endless aisles or big box blues, just quality products and people who want to know your name. For every project, big or small.
So law enforcement. No, that's wrong to say.
Smile at 2028 Augusta Highway. Shop local. Shop happy. McCoy's Hardware of Lexington.
Hi, we're Glenn and Melanie Matthews, your neighborhood partners from Modern Exterminating. Since 1955, we've shielded your homes from unwanted guests.
Corporate giants, door knockers, startups.
No competition for our 3 generations of trust and expertise in pest control.
Choose local, choose family, choose peace of mind.
Experience the Modern Exterminating difference. Call 803-765-2315 or visit pestfreesc.com. Today.
We are Modern Exterminating. It's your home and it's our mission.
Hey, it's Jay with the Cigar Militia, your premium
The Cigar Militia.
South Carolina.
There we
We're
go.
constantly restocking our favorite brands and always getting new
There we
things
go.
for you to try. If you're new in town, we pride ourselves on being
I can't afford chocolate.
out in town. Come on in.
That bothers me.
You're still at 1410 Colonial Life Boulevard in the same plaza as the Melting Pot. And if you're new at cigar smoking, one of our friendly staff members can walk you through the humidor and find something you'll like. So stop by Colonial Village in Columbia.
I'd like to be
I'd like to be
under the sea.
under the sea.
Everybody sings.
Octopus's garden in
The shade.
He'd let us in, knows where we've been, in his octopus's garden in the shade. I'd ask my friends to come and see.
All right, so we're back, and I got our friend Tim on the line. Thanks you for holding on there, Tim. Yeah, who shoots up churches? Who shoots up churches? Is it the right wing that shoots up churches, or the people that hate religious people that shoots up churches? Yeah, crazy Americans. No, just in yeah, no, gosh, I tell you what, when you see somebody, especially a girl, with that septum thing, that upside down horseshoe that lets all their luck drip out. That's sort of funny, drip out. That sinusitis divider. You know way too much about them. You just know way too much about them. I should know this much about somebody. But if you've got a bar in your tongue that gives you a speech impediment and makes you unintelligible, hopefully that you'll age out of that. Hopefully you'll age out of that. Right, that was the whole Biden thing. He was a dead fish. You know, they've got a picture of his robo-signer in the Hall of Presidential Heroes. It should just be a perch in some on a freezer tray. Yeah, he sets up he sets up the. No, I tell you, I'll give you the answer. I'll give you the answer. He sets up what he's going to do, and he does it. This last 8 months of Trump world has had more things happen from the chief executive and in the country than any other. I mean, communist Roosevelt did not do this many things in his 16 years, not really, but almost 12 years. Yeah. So if you make a promise to the electorate and they say, "Hey, we want you to do that. That's why we're giving you the power. We're voting you in." Well, you have a responsibility to do it. Except the difference with Orange Man is he actually does it. No, I can't do that, unfortunately. Well, yeah, you get the Federal Reserve out of printing money, and that dollar would be, instead of being worth 13 cents, it'd be worth $1. Hey, I think eggs are under $2 now. That's pretty good after the previous administration culled all the egg laying hens to hem us up because of the birdie flu. Right, but the things like eggs, milk, and gasoline, those numbers people remember. Crazy expensive, crazy expensive. So we need to encourage more beef production, right? We need to encourage more beef production. Yeah. How much do you want American beef, or do you want Argentinian beef? Do you want Brazilian beef, or you want American beef? No. Okay. Say it one more time. Say that one more time. I like the way you say that. Say that again. The new golden age. Okay. Okay. Well, yeah. Yeah. There's a gilded. We're getting there. How about this, Tim? I'll give you a secret. You ready for the secret? I'm gonna hand this to you. The secret is tariffs will allow his national government to not collect personal income tax from anybody that makes less than $500,000 a year. That's what the tariffs are. That's the ultimate thing. The ultimate thing is to, just like the founding of our country, we didn't have personal income tax until 1913 or whatever. The whole country ran on tariffs, and we had universities, and we had roads, and we built an empire. Actually, it was our most successful time as a nation state, when everything was run on tariffs and then excise taxes on sin stuff like alcohol. So yeah, that's the deal. So tariff. I hate the expense. Well, I will gladly exchange tariff expenses for personal income tax elimination. I'll make that bet every day and twice on Sunday. Okay. Well, always, Chinese curse. We've already talked about it. May you live in interesting times. And things are interesting. In the negative and slightly in the positive. All right. Thanks so much. How about this? I will be doing the afternoon drive. I think it's October 2nd, which I think is Thursday, and I'm not very good at VFT. So I'll come up with some questions in the first half hour, and that's about all I can do. But love to hear from you on Thursday. And if you call any other time during the week, it's very likely that I'll be listening too. All right, thanks, Tim. And we're going to jump right to the phones, and we're going to say, hey, caller, how are you? Hey, what's going on there, Super Ed? Okay, well, I need to introduce him to me, and I'd like to meet him. No, goodness, this is a sort of my Charlie Kirk epiphany. I'm not an evangelical person, and I grew up that way, but I should not be as connected to this person that I've never met, that I have now a different philosophy about things. But I was gutted. I was very, very surprised my reaction to the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Mm-hmm. Well, how about this, Tim? And this is something that Kevin has done. This is a big old table, and everybody is welcome to talk around the table. And my style is a little goofy. No, and the other thing is there are like there are some people that say like got Lars Larson, right? And I've met him a couple times. We go to a Las Vegas event, and we know each other that way. And he'll say, hey, if you disagree with me, you go to the front of the line. Well, that was a Charlie Kirk thing. You disagree? Come on to the microphone. We'll talk about it. No, Lars Larson, that's his thing. Oh, I don't know. Remember, now Charlie Kirk, this is if you ever had a conversation with my dad, my dad talked just like Dennis Prager, and I think that why I have so much affection for Dennis Prager is because he reminds me of my dad. But Dennis Prager fell, and I think he broke his neck. He's bed bound, and I think he has maybe a vent or something. He might have a trach. But Charlie Kirk took over the PragerU's nationally syndicated radio program. That is correct. Well, I suspect that some of your liberal friends might be some of my liberal friends, because I believe that they might that the problem. So ages ago, somebody, a liberal who disagreed with me on another program, said, "I can't believe you do this, and you're so strident, and you speak with authority about things that you can't know." And I had to tell them the truth. And the truth was, I'd already had this argument 4 times with my father. And I already knew how the argument goes. Because he sharpened me over and over and over and over. And he's been gone for a while. But way back when, I'd already had the argument. So I know what the truth is. All right, hold on, Ed, and hold on, other callers. We'll be right back. But everybody gets on today. Everybody that calls in gets their seat at the table. We'll be right back after this.
WQXL Columbia, W264DF.
Grills, outdoor kitchens, fireplaces. Summer sizzle starts with Bart. This is 107 The Point.
With SRN News, I'm Mary Rose. Police say 2 people are dead and 8 others wounded after a shooting at a Michigan church.
Mary Rose.
Grand Blanc Police Chief William Rene said the gunman drove his vehicle through the front doors of the church and fired multiple rounds once inside. It happened at an LDS church this morning in a small community about 50 miles north of Detroit. President Trump is expected to meet with top congressional leaders tomorrow to try to avoid a government shutdown. GOP House Speaker Mike Johnson, Senate Majority Leader John Thune, Democratic House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries, and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer are all expected to meet with Trump tomorrow in the Oval Office. Congress has just 2 days left to agree on the stopgap bill to keep the government fully funded past Tuesday, which will be the end of that. So hopefully they'll come to an agreement. This is SR.
Hey all, this is Ted from Flight Deck Restaurant. We'd like to invite you and your family to dine with us. We have a great menu that's sure to please your whole family. We have fresh cooked burgers, big juicy wings, blue plate menu featuring country cooking, oven-baked hoagies, fresh crisp salads, authentic Greek food like gyros, souvlaki, and baklava. We also carry 20 different premium cheesecakes and pies. Flight Deck Restaurant also has an arcade with 30 different games like Star Wars, Batman, Skee Ball, Bass Wheel, Pac-Man, Galaga, and so much more. Flight Deck, your favorite family restaurant. Thanks y'all and God bless.
What's better than getting the best Wagyu and Hereford beef anywhere in these parts and getting it delivered to your door? How about knowing you're still supporting local farmers in Saluda over at H&J Cattle, where tradition meets quality? Visit HandJCattle.com. Place your order for $50 or more, get free delivery in Richland or Lexington County. Plus, Point listeners get 10% off your order. Enter keyword The Point as one word for your discount. HandJCattle.com.
Wow, wow, wow. All right, we're back, and so is our friend Ed. Thanks for holding on there, Ed. Well, hey, I just thought of it, and so I had a friend of mine, one of my lefty friends, who said, and this is, she just does not consume the radio stuff that I do, and she said, I love you in person, but I hate this person you are on Facebook. And that's sort of, I have seen that does exist. That which you have picked up does exist. Like President Obama. I don't know. This third term under Biden was all President Obama. No, he went after the Trump family. The Russia hoax was hatched in the Oval Office. They had to go back. No, the Russia hoax was a hoax. All right, that is something that you believe, right, Ed? You actually believe objectively that that which I would that which I call stop for a second. I'm giving you the answer. The thing that I call the Russia hoax, you believe as a matter of fact that that President Trump was a Russian agent, and we had to spy on him with wiretaps. We had to go to a federal court to get these wiretaps. We had to continue to spy on him after he was the duly elected president of the United States. All that stuff, that's all. No. And the only factual thing that we can put the only factual thing that we can put on the nose of the Russian Federation is they spent $300,000 on Facebook ads. That's it. That's all we got. I don't know. Did Russian individuals have information about the corruption? No, I mean just investigating stuff. I don't know. If you're an international businessman, you might run into some bad actors that are other international business people or pretending to be. No, no, no. I'm serious. If what about George? What about that poor George Papadopoulos who was drunk in a bar in Australia and said some stuff? Ruined his life for nothing. There was nothing, no there. Yeah, yeah. Or was that why he was there? Is that what it said on the memo line? I don't think so. I'm sure it was somebody like we. Okay. Okay. So if you're running a national campaign and somebody comes up and goes, hey, Mr. Ed, hey, Mr. Is the Russian Federation an enemy country of ours? Does a state of does a state does a state of war exist between us and the Russian Federation? No, no. I just, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's not like they were the Empire of Japan during the Second World War. No, if somebody says, "Here, I have this letter that makes an allegation. Here it is." Do you open the letter? Yeah, you say, "Oh, don't give it to me. Let me shop it to my college roommate, and he'll leak it to the New York Times." Right? That's what you do. Okay. I mean, is that the ultimate judgment of the situation? Okay, let's say that I write a book. Let's say that I write. Wait, stop for a second. Let's say that I write a vanity book, and I'm somebody in the know, and you think that I'm somebody in the know, and it's a vanity book, so it doesn't exist in booksellers, and people say, "Hey, man, this guy's saying a lot of stuff in this book. You ought to read it," and they give you a copy of the book, and you read it. Am I colluding with you? I don't know. I guess it takes a village. What do we go after her for? What do we go after for her? Oh, it's Jim Comey. Oh well, even though she destroyed 30,000 emails after they were subpoenaed, there's no way that we could secure not yoga appointments, not Chelsea's. Maybe it was letters to because she destroyed it. She committed a crime when she destroyed it. She didn't just destroy the emails, she destroyed the physical machines that they were stored on with a hammer. This is overt obstruction of justice. This was a big thing. A big thing. The CIA, which doesn't do with internal United States things, the CIA was involved in her stuff. Come on, Ed. Yeah, destroying stuff under subpoena. Yeah, that's wrong. What? No, it's wrong with anybody who does it. What documents did President Trump destroy? Declassified by the one person who can declassify it. Kash Patel said he was in the room when it happened. That's right, you can't. So we've only got a little bit of time, Ed, and I'm going to let you go. And we're going to go right to the phones. Hold on just a second, and we'll say, hey, caller, how are you? Oh, pleasantness has enrobed us. Thank you so much, Andy. Okay. Oh yeah. Well, and again, when something like that happens, you go, I can't believe it. There's no way that that's the truth. So obviously it was the truth. I mean, obviously it was the truth. See, I don't know. Child porn stuff too. Well, I will make a guess, and it's almost sort of an Ann Coulter guess, and that is, if they don't tell you what it was, and I think everybody would go, well, what kind of, it's bad, it's horrible, it's the most horrible thing ever that we ever talk about. What exactly kind it was, because that hasn't come off as a thing. There's a reason for it. There's a motivated reason that they don't, that they say, oh, it was the 90-10, girls to boys or boys to girls, or, it's, yeah, well, that's because it was all girls. That's why. So because they're not telling us means that's probably not the case. Right. Or he did care, but that would add more outrage to the situation, and maybe people making assumptions about other folks that would be painted with a broad brush on their sexual choices. Well, he should get real time in a real place, but we shouldn't set him up to be murdered in prison. That was one of the things that really bothered me. One of these cases that really bothered me was Jeffrey Dahmer, who killed people, but he wanted to turn them into zombies and use them as sex slaves. But hold on, Andy, we'll be right back. We got 2 more people after you to get on, but hold on, we'll finish up with you, Andy, in just a few minutes. I'm Gene Garris, America's Radio Show. That's where we are, but we'll be back.
How does a car repair shop last in business for over 50 years like Suddeth Automotive? By providing affordable, reliable, and honest auto repair. But if you ask them, they'll tell you it's their loyal customers who come back time and time again to entrust them with their car repaired. Well-trained technicians, service packages, and monthly specials. Isn't it time you become a customer? Call or come by at 1410 North Millwood Avenue or make an appointment at SuddethAuto.com.
Wouldn't it be great if you could remodel the kitchen, bedroom, and bath before the holidays and not break the holiday budget? I'm Eddie Springer of Trey Cow Builders, and with us, it's easy. At Trey Cow, we believe a great remodeling job doesn't have to give you sticker shock, take forever, or be low quality. Our specialty is doing first-class work quickly, cleanly, and affordably. Call Trey Cow Builders at 360-8211, 360-8211, or visit TRECALbuilders.com. Trey Cow Builders, quality from start to finish.
Hey, it's Jay with the Cigar Militia. When I stop by a cigar store, I always look for my go-to cigars and stock up a few of those, but I also look for something I've never tried before. Well, at the Cigar Militia, we
Makaji!
in a lot of small
A Don Kiki!
cigar manufacturers. Come in and try a Don Kiki by Karen Berger or a Makaji by Ty Williams. We are the Cigar Militia at 1410 Colonial Life Boulevard. Help us out, stock up, and review some of our boutique brands.
The leaves are turning, the days are shortening, and the air is cooling. The call of the hunt, getting your gear together, and the walk to the stand are just the beginning of your next great hunting story. Palmetto State Armory is here to help get you prepared for this year's adventures. Top brands, trusted gear, unbeatable prices, and knowledgeable staff. Palmetto State Armory has everything you need to write your next story today.
Todd Snyder is this guy's name. First heard him at Smith's Old Bar. Friends of one of my roommates from Erie, Pennsylvania. We went to see them, and they opened for Todd Snyder. The name of that band was called Train. And we're back with our friend Andy. Thank you so much, Andy. Oh, don't even say that. Don't even say that. And I'm serious. Don't even say that. And because you said that, if you have ever any inkling that that is a reasonable solution to problems that are beyond your control, just give me a shout. We don't want anybody to do anything like that. But yeah, you know, it's yeah. Well, yeah. So the thing with that is, you know, would I be able to take calls? Well, that's iffy. Would I be able to do these other things? That's iffy. So, well, that was not guaranteed, and you know, that's you know, I know exactly what I think. I want to know what you think. So, but it, you know, and right now I've done that before on another station that we were trying to build an audience, and you know, it's bad when you have to take a drink break because you're you know, tired of yelling at the can. Well. Well, there are places I don't shop. No. No, so the thing with that is because they culled so many of the laying hens, you have to build up the laying hens again. You know, if you said, hey, 40% of these egg farms have to dig a pit and put all the chickens in it. You have to build up from that. And some people make decisions like, well, I was thinking about retiring anyway, and I don't think we can borrow enough money to keep it afloat, and I don't want to do this for the next 20 years just to satisfy the note to the bank. And they just quit. So they're real. And you can make the argument that the thing that the Biden administration did was what needed to be done. But then, you need to couple the decrease in supply, the relatively stable demand, and the cost increase. If everybody had said, oh, well, this is truly transient, as soon as we build the flock back up, it'll go back to normal. We have the highest electric rates in the country. Well, here's the thing I don't understand, and you might have a better answer than me. Somebody went to jail about the debacle at VC Nuclear Power Station. Another company bought that company. When you buy a company, you buy assets and liabilities. Why in the world am I on the hook for a crime? Right. Why are we doing this? Right. Who's on the Public Service Commission? Obviously not. Obviously not. Yeah, I think Huey Long started on the Railroad Commission and got on the Public Service Commission. We need a Huey Long in South Carolina that says no. Right. And look. No. All right, and I'll be on Thursday, I think, the second. Okay, well that's actually you are doing the greater thing, but I'll be here, and you can find it on the Rumble if you want to listen later, afterwards, the next day. All right, thanks so much, Andy. All right, and we're going to come here, and we're going to say, hey, caller, how are you? Hey, it's Professor David of Los Ciencias. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. I don't have my planner here. I need to write it in there. No, I think that was our coolest president, that tall, thin man, and I believe it wasn't Poroshenko. I believe it was President of the Russian Federation, Mr. Medvedev. Actual collusion. I'll have more freedom after this election, so we can do something. Right. No, a beer. They're going to shoot some hoops and have a beer. Remember, like that Yale professor that got popped by the Yale cops because he was breaking into his own house because he didn't have a key? Or breaking a window, Yeah. First thing I go for is the window. First thing, same thing with the car. I can see my keys in the car, so I'm going to smash it. No, that's what some of these lock picking and those folks are for. I don't think that's anywhere. And also, when you have an employee, like it or not, they're representing your company. And if they're talking to your people, your customers, or they're appearing on their own social media thing, like I forget what it was. It was an electrical company in like Florida, and the wife is a psycho witch and did her little dance for hopes and prayers, hopes and prayers. Gosh, I couldn't stomach to be in the same room with somebody that that was their belief system and what they think was appropriate of a guy with a family who got murdered, who did nothing more to say, hey, we'll talk about it. Come on, come up to the microphone. Let's talk about it. Or all of them. Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I got caught because I did this on a FCC regulated terrestrial television station. Yeah. Right. But we're going to focus. Oh my goodness, David. Thank you so much for being part of the program. And thanks to our friend Ed and Andy and Tim and everybody else that called in. It's always fun. Catch me on the 2nd.
Out there, few are truly local. Time to discover the difference with Franklin Plumbing and Drain Cleaning. See, when I faced
all right, that was a lot of fun.
Josh and his
Double Knob Creek.
They make a commitment to exceptional service. They arrived on time.
That was fun. Now, people on Rumble and YouTube and X, I hope the audio went through. My little mini board that I used to put stuff into the computer, that failed. So I had to replace it, and so hopefully this will be good. So we're going to end the stream. Don't cross the streams, but we're going to end